From Amateur Radio Newsline Report, number 2179, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, August 7th, 2019. Our top story this week is Amateur Radio Newsline's own announcement that we have a winner of the 2019 Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Memorial Young Ham of the Year Award.
Wow, that's incredible. Wow. Thank you.
That's the reaction from Drew Reba, KC9 Zulu Juliet X-Ray of Normal, Illinois, to his official notification he'd been chosen Newsline's Young Ham of the Year. Reba, who's 15 and going into his sophomore year at the Normal Community High School in the fall, found his way into amateur radio through his father, Harry Reba, Victor Uniform 2, Sierra Papa Zulu.
I first got interested in amateur radio when I was 9 years old. So I went to the hamvention with my dad, and I got really interested, and I started studying for my technician class.
Drew got his technician license at 9 and followed it up by earning his general license at 10. He immersed himself in public service activities with the Central Illinois Radio Club for a couple of years and also decided to combine his new hobby with his interest in space. Drew has appeared at the Youth Forums at Dayton and at last fall's AMSAT Forum from Huntsville. He's received AMSAT's Presidential Award and was presented a special plaque from the International Space Station crew for what they described as his, quote, exceptional outreach performed professionally by a young person of skill and poise. For the Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Mark Abramovich, NT3V, from Philadelphia.
This just scratches the surface, as Drew's nomination packet consisted of 35 pages, and the full story is 4 minutes. I urge you to check it out in this week's newscast and join us in Huntsville, Alabama on August 17th for the presentation. 100 years of ham radio? If you belong to this Ohio club, it's something to celebrate.
The Mahoning Valley Amateur Radio Association has a long and distinguished record of service. A few years after its creation, it became the first club in Ohio to become an ARRL affiliate. Its presence in the community has been a steady one for its lifetime, all 100 years of it. That's right, a century. Its members provide communication support to such events as the Special Olympics in the Mahoning County and to the Youngstown Roadrunners and the Youngstown Cityscape. They respond when needed by the National Weather Service Skywarn program and drill to be ready for disasters, including the deadly one that struck in Trumbull County in May of 1985. During that historic tornado, they transmitted reports to the National Weather Service and afterward used radios to provide the Red Cross with help coordinating recovery efforts. So now it's time to party like a 100-year-old deserves to party. Plans are in the works for their birthday party dinner in October. The hams, of course, will be well prepared for that as well. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jack Parker, W8ISH.
During one Maine community's test of its emergency shelter system, the crisis is simulated, but the radio response will be real.
In Waldo County, Maine, officials believe that a culture of preparedness is the best defense when disaster strikes the region. To develop that culture further while bracing for the worst, the county's Emergency Management Agency will be conducting a mass care shelter exercise on the 9th and 10th of August at Mount View High School. Amateur radio will be front and center during the two-day exercise. The radio communications truck of the Waldo County Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Services will be on the air throughout the drill and will also be welcoming visitors to learn more about ham radio and the Waldo County Amateur Radio Association. The exercise will include a real disaster evacuation shelter, and some of the participants who will be role-playing as shelter residents will be members and leaders of local scout troops. Scouts will also receive guidance on earning merit badges for emergency preparedness, first aid, and, of course, radio communications. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Heather Emby, KB3 TZD.
And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Mark Abramovich, NT3V, Jack Parker, W8ISH, Heather Emby, KB3TZD, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wellbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.